Good evening, we are back again, back in town with another live stream, and yeah, we are getting close to the release of our new plugin. But in the meantime, July is also Predator 3 months, so a little bit focus on Predator 3 in this live stream. And typical trance. And with this preset, DJ Puncher Pred 1 is the velocity key on the right hand side, the dial, which means that the velocity setting in each step doesn't have any function because the keyboard you're playing controls the velocity. And the velocity is set here in the filter 1. You see velocity is open here. So if I play a bit louder, you get these typical accents. It's even nicer if you have a beat. I'm not sure if this is in the right key. Maybe. No. 25. So that's a feature which you will find in all of our plugins, in the Arpeggiator or sequence or whatever is inside the Rob Papen plugin. There is a dial which is called velocity/key, this one. If it's fully to the left, each step has its own velocity setting and controls the synth engine. If you go fully to the right, your MIDI velocity setting is determined how the sound is with the Arpeggiator is responding. Of course, you need to have velocity active. Here you see filter 1. If I don't have velocity in the filter 1, you will hear nothing, of course. Double click and you got 0 velocity. So the velocity is steady. And if I open this one, then I can control with the playing the filter going more open. So that's a cool feature inside each of our instrument plugins, which has a sequencer or an arpeggiator. So if I go fully to the left with this dial, and I think I mentioned it a few times, you see that each step can have a different velocity setting, so then I control it here. And depending how you set the velocity with this parameter in the filter, can make the accent. Hear it? And the cool thing is you can also mix in between. So you can say, okay, take also some of the velocity values which is in each step and the one by MIDI. You can make some very cool grooves just by playing. So put it back. Ain't that cool? Yeah, everybody, welcome in the live stream. Started again with Predator 3, the amazing Predator 3. And I'm starting doing shorts on YouTube. Today I had a short about Predator 3 from an older live stream where I talk about the play mode and the chord memory, which is very cool inside Predator 3 with a lot of controls. And so on Predator 3, July is Predator 3 months. So if you have an eye on Predator 3, check out our homepage on this subject. And Predator 3 has a lot of presets. And if you go to the manager and the slider, you can slide down and I think over 6,000. Everything that starts with the bank number 1 is the original Predator, which has a lot of cool sounds. I mean, if you go to here to classic synth sounds, and you see it sounds very warm. Oops. You know. So there are many, many sounds in various music styles. Classic synth, hip hop, very dry leads. Even oh yeah, that they also had this whistle sound. Oh, that's an ugly one. And yeah, is of course this famous. Oh, I'm not gonna play it, otherwise you get a copy strike. You hear that? That one, yeah. So that's original presets and dubstep, you know, it's... Oh, an organ sound. Nice for also. So it's totally very versatile, still very easy to use. It's not as complex as Blue 3, which has even more synthesis to offer. But you have 3 oscillators, 2 filters. Down here you have the Arpeggiator, the XY, you can control all the parameters. There are free envelopes and free LFOs, modulation matrix, even in EQ, a special page where you can have intelligent preset variation. They would call it now AI. I call it intelligent preset variation. It's of course a bit of a gimmick. AI is mainly algorithms. And preset morphing, where you can say, okay, I have this preset and the other presets. Let's see if we can morph it. So that's the special page. And then we have the play mode, where it's also where you set your pitch band, that kind of stuff. So pitch band goes very deep. This preset doesn't have any setting. Well, most likely because I think it's used for the LFO. Yeah, guys, welcome. I see the the chat room, the gang is there, and yeah, I'm back from a very nice holiday break. Again, I did break many records in being lazy on holiday, so the Guinness Book of Records came over again, and again I have a new record, new worldwide record in being lazy on the holiday. But I have some nice news. On when I was on holiday, there is the Greek island Kos. Many know this Kos, and there's a little guy who paints very nice paintings. And I put the link in the description, and we purchased a very nice souvenir where you see his painting from the beach. You can see it on the little left side. I showed on the where you see my head. You can see it. Maybe I should make it a little bigger for short period. So let's make it a bit bigger. You see here it says Gods. You see some little stones. There's a little boat, and that's a very nice shop. We always love to go there because this guy has a nice shop in Greece, and he has all kind of these very nice paintings, which is nice as a memory. So I put the link inside of it from Instagram. You see, he also had some modern thing. He had also guitar was there. He had also guitar. So he has all kind of nice things created. So this is Instagram page of this artist. But if you are on course, go to the Canary Street. If you ask the locals where's the Canary Street, they will tell you, and you will find it. And it's a very nice guy. And you see here he paints. So it's a nice souvenir, as they call it. But it's lovely. We have a few of him. Very nice. Sunny Art Kos. That's the name, Sunny Art Kos. So if you'll be in Kos, visit the Canary Street. There you will find his shop, which is very nice. Okay, let's back to the software. What is the news? Yeah, the news is that next Tuesday we'll have the release, if everything goes as expected, the release of our new synthesizer. I can play you, by the way, one sound which is totally different from what you would expect from this synth, and you don't know anything about it, but that's the cool thing. And it's not a sample. Yeah, but it can sound also very different. I'm not sure about. I cannot open it, but it's a sound which you would not expect if you have the name of the plugin. So next Tuesday in the evening, also 8 o'clock, an extra live stream, because then we release this new, very nice new synthesizer, a great addition to the already amazing Explorer 10 bundle. And it's for free. If you have the Explorer 10, you simply should then download the latest installer or run the single installer with your Explorer 10 serial. And of course, we have it also as a single product. So if you don't have the bundle but love to have this product, is also a single product. So hopefully everything, fingers crossed, it goes well, and we have the release then next Tuesday in the afternoon. So but let's go back to Predator 3. So let me see what the chat room has to say. I go, hello chat room. Let me type. Excuse me. Good to have you back, guys. Okay, let's see. Yeah, there's always a delay in the streaming, so the streaming is going out a bit later than what you hear, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, I think it's about 20 seconds, something like that. And the guy from the shop is maybe in the live stream, but I'm not sure. Enjoy a live stream. Sub Sampak. Maybe it's the painter from the shop from Kos. I'm not sure. Let me know if you're in the chat room. We discussed this while we were in the shop. We were talking about music, and I asked him, of course, about the guitars. But that was the guitars were from his friend. So I'm always love paintings and that kind of things. And yeah, we had a great time. Let me see. Aha, cool. Yes, the new synth will be very cool. Definitely. So let's go back to Predator 3. So if you go, for instance, I had this very short video about the, I think it's called the cluster bank. Let me see, I'm looking in the banks here. And by the way, that's also what you can do. If you have a nice sound, for instance, if you click this one, you can give it a star. And if you have a new system, you can have the data of all the star presets. You can have that inside your system. So let me show you where this is. I go to the bank folder of Predator 3. So if you are a new system and you still have a system with Predator 3 and you go to a new system and you would like to have also your setup, which all the star instruments you gave a star, then the only thing you need to do is to copy this little file here, down here, star.txt. You copy that over to your new system, and then you have again also your star collection visual. So that's a little tip. So if you have a star here, you install it again, and you put on this text file, you move that to the documents on PC, to the Predator 3 bank folder, or to the applications folder on your Mac. You will have the star sounds, or the sounds which you gave a star. Maybe that's a better thing to... Yeah, you see also DVD from the element for the learning from the book, and there you have some sound examples, for instance, from sinus waveform. What can you do with a sinus waveform? Well, in the training, what I gave with the booklet, the 4 elements synth, each waveform from the subtractive synthesis, I gave a basic example of sounds which are typical for this waveform. So the sinus waveform, this whistle, on sinus organ, very, very cheap organ, or singing saw. Or sub-bass. Triangle waveform has a bit more harmonics. And as an example, I showed then again a organ sound, but that's more a Vox type. Or church organ. Bach. Or triangle flute, a recorder flute. And then saw waveform. So if you think, oh, I want to have a sub bass, you know, with a very low end for hip hop, then you start with a sinus waveform. instead of a saw waveform, because that one has too much harmonics. So with this example, I really explained that for a particular sound, you also need a particular waveform. So it's sometimes very basic. So for a square waveform, that's typically a hollow square bass, or this, or the popcorn sound. So each waveform has its own purpose. Okay, but that's aside, these presets are also inside of it. So if you have the book or the electronic book, you also have the sounds for it if you have Predator 3. But if you don't have Predator 3, we have the 4-element Predator available on the home page. So if you have the book, you also can download the Predator 4ES, we call it, the learning Predator. It doesn't have the saving features, but it has these presets on board. So it's very good for learning synthesis. Oh. And this is hybrid. So Predator 3 is a hybrid synthesizer. So it combines different things together. Not as much as Blue 3. Blue 3 really had a combination of FM synthesis, subtractive, physical modeling, samples. And this one has a classic virtual analog waveforms, but you also can draw your own waveform or use spectrum waveforms. So therefore you got very good you hear a lot of harmonics. So yeah, it's different. So that's really a classic analog type of sound, but you also have and these use different waveforms. And you can scroll. So here you see waveset 1 to 4, which is this one. And you can draw your own waveform. There's so much possible. I mean, it's ridiculous. Yeah, so that's an extra feature. So the Predator 3 is very nice also for doing PPG types of sounds. So let me see if I can find a typical let me see if I can find it fast. Well, I think I go to the synth sounds here. This one, Bell 2 voice synth. So this one. So you see that the oscillator 1 changes the waveform. So it's the morphing is intermodulation, and if I go to the XY, it's the XY which is used to change the morphing. So I can bypass this by putting this on live, and then so you see it interpolates between Vox 2, which is a spectrum waveform, and user 8. And user 8 is more a bell waveform, and which is here inside this one. So here you see the waveform, very complex waveform. And you can morph between it, and that's also cool. It's not only this interpolation, but you have all kind of, you can mix between it, morph, It sounds a bit similar, but a little detail is different. Now it only morphs the lower harmonics, upper harmonics. You hear the difference? We had, of course, the case many years ago when we created the limb plug. You also had the option to mix between two, but you never could modulate it because that was too CPU intensive at that time. And with Predator 3, it is possible to morph between these two waveforms in different ways, even frequency modulation. Then the other waveform modulates the other one, or combine. So much possible. So if I play now, so this is combine. So let's go from combine to phase modulation to FM, ring modulation, upper harmonics morphing, lower harmonics morphing, interpolation, and morph, and then mix between the two waveforms. Some sound a little bit similar, but they're still doing different things. So that's what also possible with Predator 3, to do very complex wave-changing sound. It's like wavetable. Yeah, definitely it is a wavetable synthesis type of thing. Only instead of going through 64 waveforms, which the original PPG or microwave had, you have here, you can morph between two waveforms, or if you like, between the, what's it again, the user wave. And there was another option. I need to think about, or the wave set. You could morph between the wave sets. So if you pick here left, you have all the waveforms. You have user waves, but you also have wave set. And these are the 8 waveforms. So you can scroll up to 8 waveforms. I'm not sure if we have presets. You see, so many different synths sound. And the XY is used for two. In the original PPG, you only had an envelope to go to the waveforms, and here you have the option. Maybe I should make a video only with the typical. And this, yes, again, more. Very dry bass. Reminds me a little bit of an old Star Trek movie. Yeah, this one. You see my keyboard? On the keyboard is here a ribbon controller. Look in the upper left corner. You see my finger over the ribbon controller from the Control MK3. And in this patch, you see feedback me expression 11. If I go to the matrix, you can see that expression controls oscillator 1 morphing. And I morph from a square waveform to a sinus waveform. Of course, I need to play the sound. Then you will see it. So if I could play a lead sound, I could use the expression for giving this guitar kind of feedback. See, so you need to control two things at once, of course. And one of the other presets, which is then, it uses the XY, so then the feedback is automated. Ain't that cool? And this one, the movement from the morphing is done simply by the XY. You see it. So it's such a creative synthesizer, and it's basic sound. So what we added to Predator 3 is also some of mainly also code from bit 2 for having even a better filter. So if you do the classic synth sounds, that it's even much better. So it listens to. This digital type of sound. So this more dirty sounding. So it's nice for a dance track. And the cool thing, the Arpeggiator is very versatile. This does A, B. It's playing B now. Ain't that cool? Yeah, you see so much inside of it, and a little bit tweaking and you already have a different sound. So I tweaked here the Arpeggiator. So ARP has ARP A, B, C, and D. So the play mode, you have different options. You can play only ARP A, ARP B, join A, B, then they play after each other, ARP C and D. Join A, B, C, and D, and totally you have then 64 steps. Or split, then you have split points. So each part of your keyboard changes then a different ARP, which is nice for a sequencer. Top select means that the upper keyboard, the B5 and C6, are available for selecting which ARP sequence is playing. And pattern means that you can go to the pattern edit screen, which is the letter here, and then you can say, okay, play this. So edit, P stands for the pattern mode. So it's a 64-step Arpeggiator, which can do Arpeggiator, but if you look here, if you go to A, you have the amount of steps, but also you have the mode. Let me see. Up A, yes. And the mode can be up, down, classic, Arpeggiator, also of course the chord mode, but also you can use it for modulation, the ARP sequencer or sequencer mode. And sequencer mode is a monophonic mode. And sequencer reset means that you hit another note and you are on step 8, that it goes back right away to note 1 again. In normal sequencer mode, if you play legato, it keeps on going to the next step. Okay, let me check the chat room. Yes, Johan, it's a strange thing with the webcams. In the other position, I had an extension USB cable, and that one seems to cause the problem. So maybe the length of the cable made that the webcam went into a lower resolution. Now it's more directly connected to the my laptop. It's the original cable goes down. A little bit tricky. Sometimes I hit my this little webcam, but it's the quality is good. Although I see it's now freezed, isn't it? Did I hit it again? Yeah, now it's freezed again. Oh, stupid. You see, yeah, it's pretty sharp, but as you can see, it did freeze. Sometimes activate, deactivate helps, then it does reset, and it's back again. Yeah, you see, this is the MK3, which has also polyphonic aftertouch. Of course, if you have complete control, and you can also load Predator in complete control. And then, of course, you need to use the complete control. It shows now about a 3, but if I go here to the library, I can pick here then also Predator 3. Double click, makes it load, and there it is. And you see it also here, Predator 3. You see a nice screen. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you for temporary, so that you can see it. And you also hear my irritating mouse. So here we have Mr. Predator. Then we have a Virus B here. We have a, that's a Hot Rod. And this is the Keyboard 3 version. So you see a nice big screen. And there's also layout. This is control for the parameters. Envelope, amp envelope first. The XY is there. Second page, you got oscillator 1, semi-tuning, morphing, even spread. Next page, oscillator 2, then we got the filter. That's nice, you have the controls. LFO mount. Filter 2 not used. High pass filter, you can put it on. Then you got all kind of FX mix. Chord mode you can put on. You can tune the Arpeggiator. So that's the additional. So in total, there are 18 pages where you have these dials with complete control, where you can edit the Predator 3. Of course, don't forget to save your song so that the edit is also in your song. And if you like to save it, you can save the preset, but then you need to use their system. I think that up here is in the menu, then you can save your preset. And here you have all the controls. So it's also Anchor S compatible. Yeah, the MK2 is not much different. The dials are the same. The screen is bigger, but the layout for the parameters, that's not, at least not in our case, not different. There seem to be with the new development kit that you can pick the type of dial, but that's pretty complex coding, so we did not do it. So it's the classic MK2 layout for the dials. So it's mainly the bigger screen and the polyphonic aftertouch, which is a different. And the MK2 is still in my studio. It's behind me. And so yeah, the webcam works a little bit better now, isn't it? Typically, so most likely because of the extension USB cable, that the size or the size of the output was reduced. Very strange, but yeah, it's working now. Good. For the ones, other news, yes. So next Tuesday, join, put it down, 8 o'clock. If everything goes well, we have a live stream with our new synthesizer. I played one sound of it, which is a distraction of what initially are the powerful sounds from it. So it's not a sample. Nice, nice panther type of sound. So that's the new one. But then, of course, the other news is that we soon will have also a Prisma update that loads Raw 2, Synfax, and of course, it will right away load the new synthesizer. Okay, let me see the chat room. No, the MK3, Johan, the MK3 has a few additional things, but polyphonic aftertouch. That's one thing, it plays polyphonic aftertouch or it does regular aftertouch. You cannot switch, you cannot use both at once. So it always is in one of these modes. And for instance, in most of our presets, we use the monophonic aftertouch because most of the most keyboards are having monophonic aftertouch. So I keep it still on the monophonic aftertouch. It's a little bit deeper. It has a bigger screen, more color screen. But for the layout, it doesn't really make not much of a difference. The quality of the keyboard is the same. So yeah, the MK2 is already very good. I think it's still also available, the MK2, if I'm not wrong. It's behind me. So I have also the MK1, but this one, the 2 and 3 definitely are very, very nice keyboards. Very good quality build as well. Okay, so Predator also NKS compatible. That's nice for the people who have their NKS system. And so here it is again in the regular setup. Okay, if you have a question in the chat room, let me know, of course, and how we can dive into it. So I'm just reading the chat room now in case I missed something. Oops. Yeah, what you hear is my mouse. It's pretty noisy because here's my mouse, but it moves over a yeah, furniture board which I have here. So my setup is maybe different from other people. Maybe you saw a my video from the studio, but if I be so free, maybe I can do this now. Because I have a different setup than most other people. So let me try if I can show you. Because normally you see that people have their keyboard under the computer keyboard. But you see, okay, now I need to go up. And let me see. Oh, okay, this goes well. Let me make it bigger. So what I made this custom because if you work the whole day on your like me and working the whole day, okay, my mouse, where is my mouse? I need to go, yeah, here it is. So okay, let me see if I can show you. And you see the setup is a little bit different. Oh, okay, you can see it. So it went out. So as you can see, I have the keyboard a little bit higher than the computer keyboard. So normally you see that people have the keyboard, the computer keyboard above the piano keyboard. So I have it the other way. Okay, now it did freeze because I pulled out by mistake the button. So, but I guess you get my point. And that works very, very comfortable. So I need to go up with my hand a little bit to play the keyboard. So, okay, so I messed up this webcam, so it's on the floor now, so I cannot put it back, but that doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, it's a very old keyboard stand. I really did customize this whole thing. And so let me see if I can get it back to work. Yeah, it does say king. I don't think that it will be activated again. Give me 1 second. Sorry for the deactivate. Activate. Yes. Okay. Okay. And you see. Yeah, so you see here, this, for instance, that's my speaker. Here's my microphone. But there you see, this is from a Kruma keyboard stand. And that's also this side, what you see. But behind it, I made a table so that I can have my my monitors. And if you go down, you have then the keyboard and then the computer keyboard with this mouse, which makes a lot of noise. And of course, a little cushion for my rest. Otherwise, you really have a sore rest. So here you see my speaker setup and a stand. On top of it, playing a jet from Star Wars, the BM15 speakers from Din Audio. So it's very nice, pleasant working room here. I don't have anything to complain. So, and now the webcam goes down. You see on the right hand side, I have a laptop and another laptop, and then you got all the other fun parts, you know, the old ladies. Okay, so let's put it down now. So yeah, for the workflow, it's important that you have a nice setup. Otherwise, you get all kind of complaints with your wrist. So this cushion is very important. Okay, I see that this one also freezed. Oh, the webcams don't like what I'm doing. So I need to deactivate, activate. Oh boy. Now my other one doesn't want to do it anymore. Cancel. Uh-oh. So I'm gone. 1 second. No. So I'm gone. My picture is gone. I'm very sorry. So it's very fragile, these webcams. Could be also the MIDI ports. Yeah, anyhow. So yeah, the floor is fantastic. I was wondering maybe the cat would come around and you would see the cat, but that's not the case. Yeah, I mean, the ergonomic stuff is important in your studio, your position to the speakers and that kind of things. But okay, guys, so I want to go out this live stream with a little song of my own from Greece, Gitira, or Kitara, they call it. It's an island below the main Greek part. And there's not much tourists there. We were there a few years ago, and I did film with my mobile, a little creek with butterflies, and I composed a piano piece. And this piano piece is called Little Creek, It's on my album as well. Only in the video, I have then also the little crackles, they call them, these animals you can hear inside of it. So I'm going to go out with a piano piece, Little Creek, very relaxing. And we'll see you next Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Hopefully, fingers crossed, then the release of the new synthesizer, which will be part for Explorer 10. So we go out with Little Creek. Thanks for watching, and we catch up then next Tuesday, guys. Good to see you back again.